Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin crypto market. So just chilling too, guys. Very crazy times. We're in very, very crazy times right now with Bitcoin, aren't we? So let me see. I'm actually enjoying a coffee. I threw a little bit of honey in there, natural honey, not the fake honey that you can buy at the store. And they add what do they add to it? High fructose corn syrup. That healthy high fructose corn syrup that Google probably wants you to ingest, right? I don't know if you guys heard, man, but I was watching this video. I guess Google's come out with a new algorithm to promote. They do this. Google have already done this starting. That's why I got out. Starting, I think, probably about 2016, 17, when they came up with that new algorithm. I can't remember what's the name of that algorithm they came out with. Anyhow, that's why I got SEO because the game was rigged with Google, even though you can still cheat the system a little bit. It seems like you can. Not like you could pre 2010 though, man. So they're going to promote the websites. They're promoting the websites that the ones they want you to see. All right, instead of the alternative websites. And then they're going to do the same thing on YouTube for I guess the health industry. They have a health algorithm, if you will. It's a health algorithm. So if you want to look into something on Google, or not Google, on YouTube, excuse me, that's how I understand it, then about health, let's say you want to look into about meat or something like that. Well, what they're going to try to show you is WebMD or those type of sites. More than likely going to tell you limit the amount of meat that you eat because it's bad for you. It's going to give you coronary artery disease and all this other stuff, right? So watch out. I have 1 pound of red meat every day. I don't have raw red meat. I'm not like a raw fan of the meat, even though I do eat some of it raw time to time. But I undercook it. So basically, I take my meat, I sear it around the edges, and then inside it would be raw. If somebody saw me at a restaurant eating it like that, like restaurants don't cook it the way I'll cook it. I've asked them and they won't do it for the most part. I can go to a restaurant and get steak tartare down the street here. It's called steak tartare, which is a raw meat dish, and they give you a warning, and I think they make you sign something if I remember right. Yeah, they give you a warning. This is raw meat. Beware, danger ahead. You could end up in the hospital. The only reason you'd end up in the hospital is because it got contaminated from somebody handling it, more than likely, guys. So that's my take on it, but that's unfortunate. So the information that's going on with the Google, this has actually been going on with manipulated data since the 1930s or 40s and into the 50s and 60s in the US anyhow. And I've looked at a lot of studies on health. I'm going over health right now, guys. So I've looked at a lot of studies on health, and for the most part, anything pre like 1940, 50, very, very few of them. I write them off as manipulated. They took the data. So I'm going to get squashed by Google for saying this. The 7-country study by Ansel Keys was a manipulated study, guys. It's plain as day. Go look into it, get all the data, research it, look into it. Health right now, if you want to be on top of the game and make sure you're getting the correct data and information, is you're going to have to use your critical thinking skills. Okay. So I'll just say this, whatever the mainstream says is healthy, it's probably not right. So that's usually can go with that. So if they say this is going to cause you heart disease and you might die next week, it's probably good for you. If you think about it, it's probably good for you, right? So that's what they said. Anyhow, I grew up with the fat-free environment. I grew up in the 80s, guys. I'm an 80s guy. And the 80s actually were pretty cool, man. Pretty like right before the internet and right before what they had. They had VHS tapes. And then the VHS and then those other tapes, man. It's like, I can't remember the name of them. They're trying to compete with VHS. There's another type of tape. 8 tracks were still around. if you can believe it, in cars, man. Goofy ass looking shit in the car. um, and then let me see, what was it? CD. Oh yeah, then the CDs came on scene, man. Had records, vinyl records, and then the CDs came out. We're like, wow, man. I remember buying a Walkman that you could hold in the palm of your hand, man. Was like freaking new wave, man. Oh yeah, I had one too, man. I couldn't wait to get my hands on one. Listen to my tapes. I was listening to cassette tapes, guys. I thought it was so cool, my like little Walkman and stuff. So anyhow, guys, like going back off on that. So I grew up, I was gonna say, as I grew up with like this Time magazine, I was in school and Time magazine came out with the picture of either like two eggs and a bacon or two bacons and an egg. And basically the message that was sent, I was just a kid, critical thinking skills weren't there yet. You know what I'm saying, guys? Bitcoin's going down too, by the way, right? Bitcoin definitely was not around. Wasn't even thought in my mind. I wouldn't thought I'd be trading something like this when I was a kid. So the thing is that the message that was sent back then was, if you eat a freaking egg more than 3 times a week, you're destined to go to the hospital, man, with coronary artery disease. You're screwed. And bacon? Oh man, you better watch it. You know, all that other stuff, man. And then on top of that, oh my gosh, man, you telling me you're gonna freaking cook with butter? Oh my gosh, man, heart attack waiting to go. You know, all this other stuff. That's basically what I was told. And I believed it. I believed it. And they also told us this too. They taught us this stuff in school. They're like, okay, guys, here's the health plan now. You know, so in school, it was this is what I was taught. This is what I was taught in school. And this is what they said. If you eat fat, you're going to get fat. That's what they told us. If you eat fat. And then when they came out with all that stuff, guys, I remember this plain as day, stuck in my mind, because I was like an athlete. I thought I was like, I got some new wave freaking information, man, like 1984, man. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm ahead of my game now. Man, if you eat fat, you'll get fat. So that means, guess what? What did they come out with right then? Right then and there on the shelves within a week, practically. And I was up in Alaska, man. They had it up in a week. They had these green boxes, fat-free cookies, and Snackwells. I remember perfectly. And I looked at that, man, and you know what happened right there, man, with me? My freaking eyes were about ready to pop out of my freaking head in freaking just glee and happy. It's like, look at that, man. These freaking cookies, they don't have any fat. So you know what that means? I'm going to eat the whole freaking box. Oh, yeah, because I won't get fat. It's like, yeah, man. So that's how I looked at it, man. I'm telling you, man, that's how it went down with me. But guess what? All along the way, we were lied to. We were lied to. Yeah. And now it's going to continue to go on. So the kids that are like, what, 8, 9, 10, you know, starting to get onto YouTube, they want to go look up something, find out something. And all that data is going to be suppressed, just like it was back in the early 100 years ago, guys. 100 years ago, you have really good quality studies. They're learning about nutrition, health, vitamins, how important vitamins are, like vitamin D, which is, by the way, not a vitamin. Think about this, guys. You're like, vitamin D, man, ain't no big deal. I got a story about vitamin D. I can tell you, it has to do with teeth and how important vitamin D is and getting the sun. My own personal experience growing up in Alaska. So here's the deal. Vitamin D is a hormone. What happens? Think about this realistic. What happens if you don't get vitamin D as a young a toddler or even an infant? Oh, yeah. They found out about this 100 years ago. You look at the studies. Oh, why are all these people getting bowed legs? Oh, yeah. Well, so that because back then they didn't really understand what was going on. You know, they just like feeding their kids, probably like some spinach and some beans, right? After they got off their bottle or whatever, breastfeeding, etc. Yeah, spinach and beans, man. Yeah, we'll get huge, man. Yeah, that super baby. And next thing you know, they got a baby with bow legs. Yeah, right? You know, think about that. So, anyhow, I'm going off on the health tangent, man, because I wanted to get this off my chest, guys. Get this off my chest. So, now time goes on. If you think about this, okay, so Ansel Keys, If you don't know who that is, he's the guy that put this whole thing onto a trend and it had nothing to do with health. What did it have to do with? The almighty dollar. And back then, if Bitcoin was around, they probably could have said, almighty Bitcoin, I'm going to collect up my Bitcoin, right? All right. So that's just being a little joke. So almighty dollar. Okay. So you have to look at it from a different angle if you want to go look at these health studies and figure out what is really going on. And the angle you got to look for is the money. Follow the money because that's what it's all about. Think about this realistically, guys. What is going on right now with the food companies, pharmaceutical companies? When I was growing up, if you had LDL, the cholesterol level was over 200, they're like, oh my gosh, you better get a pill. And now what they come up with? Now they lowered it, 150. Do you think they really care about your health or do they want to sell more pills? Oh man, you know what? I'm definitely going to be down at the bottom of the barrel on YouTube now. I said that. Right, guys? So here's the deal. So think about it. Reasonably use your critical thinking skills because the information is going to be manipulated, okay? Especially if you're a guy, man, girl too, that's in their teens, early 20s, maybe even late 20s, okay? And then you're going to have children. You need to make sure your children get the right, vitamins and stuff. I don't know if you know this, right? They understand how important iodine is for a pregnant woman, right? How many pregnant women understand, or women in general, understand how important iodine is? Do you know that if you don't get iodine in your diet as a pregnant female, you have a really good probability of your baby coming out retarded? Did you know that? Yeah, they knew this stuff a long time ago. That's why you go to the doctor, you get fortified vitamins, make sure you got iodine in there. How important? Iodine is probably iodine is really something else if you think about that. Natural substance. But see, the thing is, if you think about it, it's a natural substance, comes right out of the earth. Pharmaceutical companies, they don't want you taking, like, let's say iodine or something, put it on your skin or something like that. They used to do that a long time ago. People knew they didn't get enough iodine. They would just kind of throw some on their skin, rub it around. They'd soak it up through the skin, make sure they got enough, right? They knew how important it was 100 years ago. Right now, people throw it out the window. They don't care. So anyhow, I'm just giving you guys an example of what's going on here in this industry. Okay. It's going to be the same thing. They repressed this information over 100 years ago and squashed it. Very, very difficult to find the correct information. And you can't find it if you're not if you know how. If you just keep diligently searching and searching and searching, and then they're going to be doing it again. Because what is most people going to do for their own research? They're going to go to Big G, Google, right? Or YouTube. Okay. So be careful. And anything's truthful, it's probably going to be very, very difficult, more difficult to find, guys. So that's how I look at it. Okay, Bitcoin. Now off to health, back onto Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin. So here we go. Bitcoin went on 4-hour chart, came up, tested that 200 SMA. That's kind of the pattern right there. Okay, so 200 SMA right there. I am saying the Bitcoin is going to be going bullish for a period of time. I think it come down and correct and get out of there. So on the 4-hour chart, this is what you want to check out, guys, and make this short and sweet. Like, look at that, man, right there. Boom. So, okay, back up and went over it. And let's go to a daily and check that out. So here we are, guys. On the daily, look at that. It's peeking its head over there. Okay. So Bitcoin may have bottomed right there, guys. And it's trying to work its way out of here, back down, and it'll be going up to the 200 SMA, most likely. So I have a lot of faith in the Moon Boys. Okay, guys. I have a lot of faith in the Moon Boys, especially the Moon Boys with a lot of money. Because these guys, man, will not give up. I could see it in the charts, man. These guys will not give up, man. They're not going to give up, man. I will give the fucking Moon Boy credit, man. These guys, man, are determined, man. Bitcoin's going to do 100K. And these fucking guys, man, they could be a multimillionaire and they're like, it's going. Boom, I'm throwing in that money. Let's go. And they're serious, man. That's why these things start shooting up, start doing these weird moves, like Bitcoin looks like it wants to go down, and these moon boys are here shooting everything up. So it's the battle of the bulls and the bears. It's like it's it's crazy, man. This market is so crazy right now. So hey, I've always said I'm a moon boy when you're supposed to be a moon boy. And guess what? Guess what? We might be coming up. It's not going to be super moon boy or super smoke show for Bitcoin, but I think it's going to go up and to the right, guys. So look for a decent correction, check your levels, make sure everything looks good, and get into a uptrend on Bitcoin. And then some other coins there too. They're looking decent. Solana could break out a little bit. Don't expect Solana to go up like $50 or anything like that, guys. But I started thinking about that. I was like, well, should I say that? Well, let me think. I don't think so. But just as an example, looking over here at Solana, I'll show you guys something here on the daily chart with Solana. Oh, Solana right here. Okay, guys. So it's in that wedge, and then you have this, and it's breaking out down there. So you want to see this come down, do a back test. It's giving you little clues that it might be breaking out of there. Now, the whole thing with this whole $50 run, or just making a run up on Solana to like $30 or something like that, I start thinking, I'm like, okay, it more than likely, if this was a normal market, it wouldn't be doing that. It would just go up maybe $20, $24, $25, something like that, and then roll over. But the thing is, we got super moon boys out there. But Solana is a pretty big asset too. I can't remember market cap, top 10 coin, top 12 coin, something like that. So you never know, man. Just have to play it by ear. Check your RSI. If your RSI has a trend and it breaks, well, that's when you get out. And where it ends up, well, cheer on the moon boys for the time being, so you can make your dough and then go into a short. I was never comfortable shorting Solana just for that reason. Like you could, like here to here was decent, but it's just too many people are bullish on it. You have to be careful of that in cryptocurrency, guys. So that's how I'm looking at that with Bitcoin and the crypto. So here's some other ones I go over, guys. Take a look at these charts, okay? Up here, going over this DXY. I got a little different take on the whole DXY right here. So here's the deal with the DXY, okay? And they're thinking it's going up and up and up and up. The DXY is going to go up and up and up and up. It's going to continue. Look at that green candles, man. Look at that. So beautiful, man. Look at that. It's like doing a moon boy, moonshot in cryptocurrency right now, right? Well, your clue is down there in that RSI, guys. You see where the price is, and you see where the RSI is. It's called hidden bearish divergence. And like I said weeks ago, it's going to go to 105, 106. The only thing I didn't realize is that this leg on the DXY here, this leg like this, I mean, it's a strong, just straight up wave, But one of the clues too, you can tell it's a C wave. Okay, it's not like a bullish move. Like it's not like over here. You see over here, up down, and then up here, it just kind of does it. This right here is your typical flat. Okay. Your typical flat move. So here's your A. Okay, A's are always weak. A's are always weak and flats. It's the C waves that rip, just like this one. And you have B and then C, and it might get up there, guys, like that. But see, you see this, like right now, unless it takes it out. Okay, unless it takes it out, so you got like a little bit lower price, and then you come down here in the RSI, and boom, you see that. Look at that. That's called hidden bearish divergence, guys. So what's it going to do eventually? Okay, what's it going to do eventually? They're going to go probably like this and come down and test at 200. I'm expecting come down and test that 200 at some point. So what's that mean? What's that mean for Bitcoin? Well, what that means is this is the SP 500 and NASDAQ. Once this starts, they will be struggling as much, and they'll be able to go up. And then Bitcoin will be in its area, right? Where it is, let's say 26.2, and then boom, 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 boom. It might be able to come back down, and then it might do a boom, up to 29, right? That's what I think it can happen, man. That's what I think can happen. Now, the trick is be able to get in on that long. So if you're not in already, I'm not in already, guys. So that's going to be the trick, and to get in on the long in the right spot. So the DXY was one. Let me check another one now. Well, what else we look? USDT dominance chart. It is breaking down a little bit. But I don't think, the USDT dominance chart ultimately is going to be ending up high, in my opinion. But right now, I think you're going to be looking at a breakdown like this, and then out of this back up and test and just come down kind of like this, guys. Okay. It could shoot up again a little bit more. Just don't know yet. But the deal is that you see how this one came down and Bitcoin went up. I don't think you're going to be getting that type of move or something like that. I don't think that. I think it's just going to be like a grind, something like that. I don't think you get that. So USDT dominance probably break down a little bit, come back down into the triangle, Bitcoin go up. All right. So that's how I'm looking at that. And then total two chart. It's right here, guys. And oh, look at that. I already put that little fish hook on there. I'll put the fish hook on total two. So total two is like gonna probably, it's on this whole trend, pretty good area, back up to the 200, and it's gonna reverse out of there, guys. So okay. And I just go like this on the weekly on total two, just like this, guys. Boom, 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 boom. You see that? Okay. That's what I'd be checking out. Now that means some of your alts are going to be able to pump. Some of your alts are going to be able to pump. Okay. So choose your altcoin wisely, because some of them are not going to pump. Like that freaking ICP. ICP, man. Such a good coin. Look, man, at the end of the day, you got to start doing some self-evaluation here with ICP, man, and give the ICP a bill of divorce. Okay. Don't even mess with ICP until Bitcoin is bullish. Okay. Who cares? You buy in the bottom anymore. I'm like, who cares? Who cares, right? Go over there and you see it, and you wait till you see some decent waves, and then you get into the big wave on ICP. Don't even waste your time down there, man. Accumulation. I know, man. You've been watching those accumulation videos, haven't you? It's a year of accumulation. Time to accumulate. Yeah. How long are you going to accumulate, huh? All in hopes that it's supposed to go up in 2024, right? Says who? Right? They're just saying, oh yeah, man. Hey, the halving's going on, man. That means it's all going to go up. This is a year of accumulation. Huh. I don't know, guys, man. I'd be careful something like that, okay? I would be careful. Now, that's not to say Bitcoin can't go up, but what if Bitcoin's down at, say, 9K, and then it starts going up, and you've been accumulating at 25K? That doesn't sound so smart. Think about that. So, and now the crypto market cap, what was the other one I'm going to be looking at here, guys? Total 3, same thing, man. Total 3, same thing. Where's this little 200 SMA on this one? Total 3. I told you this one's going to be going down. So it's still hanging out in this area, support area, back up. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, okay? So there's no reason to beat a dead horse here, is there? Total market cap, it's the same thing, guys. Back up, a little test in there. The total 2, total 3 is going to be a little bit weaker. There's an others chart, which is the like excluding all the big cryptos. And this one here, I think this one here can go up a little bit. So like maybe an XLM or a H bar are going to rip. That will be a rippage on coins like that. Okay, maybe, or maybe Solana. Well, Solana's in the top 10. Excuse me. Some other coins over there might be doing a ripper. Okay, because you have to consider and put in the moon boy factor. The moon boy factor. So, right. This looks really, really bearish. Right? It looks really, really bearish. Like it's going to go like this. Okay. But you got to put in the moon boy factor. You got to put in the moon boy because they're going to want this to happen. And plus, the 200 SMA really is a magnet. You can see test there, back down here, test, back down, test. It just, to me, it just seems like with all the folks that are out there saying that crypto is going to be, going up and doing a moon shot here soon. Just with that mentality, that shot, you could have this shot right here, guys. So that's how I look at that. I got to come up with some sort of moon boy formula factor, if it's even possible to do that. But I don't think it's going to be possible to do that. But you have to have a moon boy factor. That's one thing this market has taught me right here, especially this time. You got to have a moon boy factor because, like I just, like I said, I give these moon boys credit, man. They're adamant, man. This is the bottom. Let's go. November 22, I would say, yeah, you're looking at a bottom probably, but Looking pretty weak there, guys. Look pretty weak, looking pretty weak overall, in my opinion. But you're still safe. You're still safe. You got some pumps you can get out on, guys. You got some pumps you can get out on. Maybe even get a pump out of Cardano or something. Make Cardano do a pump up to 30 cents, right? Or what's another coin? The BNB coin. Lots of talk about BNB. Is it going to go down? Is it going to go down? It needs to break down. Here it is on the weekly, guys. It's it could be due for a bounce. Yeah, I would say it's due for a bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me check this daily. Hold on for a second. Check the daily here on BNB. Okay, we got bullish divergence over here, guys. Hold on for a second. We got bullish divergence down here, guys. So from that right there, you got bull. And from that, you got bull. So I would expect a move to the 200. Okay. Before this breaks down. That's too much bull div that's too much bullish divergence right there. Okay. Right there. And then this next one. Well, you can't really say it didn't break down too much in price. Let me check it out. Yeah, you can. Because the RSI doesn't include wicks. Candle bodies. And then you can see right here, you got your bull div. So the deal is with Binance coin is right here, guys. Let me remove this stuff. Okay. So we're on a daily. Just go like this. Okay. You got a daily. Here's the trend on it. Goes to it, go long. Comes down, breaks it, then it's the end on the daily. Since it's the daily, it could just trend. It could be go like this, guys. It could go like this. Boom, 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 for a period of time. That's how I look at that. All right, guys. Anyhow, I rambled on a little bit too long, man. So if you guys did make it all the way, and I do appreciate you, rambled on a little bit about other stuff. So I was actually going to be looking to do some videos on the health thing. Actually, that's why I went over it. But it sounds like it's a vain attempt, really, to do anything, especially if you're kind of like what you would call a contrarian, more of a meat eater, saturated fat type guy like I am, which are very, very healthy for your skin and your body and protecting your intestines or your gut. Okay. Look at research into that. So probably not. So probably won't do that. I just have to think about that. All right, guys. Well, if you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.